Hey everyone, today it's raining in Southern California, which means we can't shoot outdoors, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna visit my buddy Will at WRTeknica. He has a race tuning shop in Southern California. We're gonna check out what he's up to and see some of his builds. So what is it like for you when you come here in the morning and you see all of these legacy cars, these halo cars? I mean, do you pinch yourself every day when you're coming to work?
You know, it's like having a Hot Wheel collection. It's not my collection, but it's like walking into a candy store every single morning. It's literally what gets me to come out here and just come back to work every single day. It's like, ooh, what's gonna be here the next day? What's going on? And then aside from that, what am I gonna get to drive this weekend, right?
You know, the thing is, it's one thing to be able to experience all these cars. It's another thing to be able to work with all of these really iconic folks in our industry, including Sung Kang. So,
yeah,
this is his SEMA car?
No. So this was supposed to be the SEMA car right here.
Oh,
so this
okay.
is the barn find one, and this is the original one that he got. Yeah.
Right, that's right. We did a shoot a couple years back to promote taking your car to the track, keeping it off the street.
Yep.
And Sung actually brought this car.
Yeah.
And this is the car that he actually drove on track. So I remember this car now. This thing is so badass. But what is it doing here? It just lives here?
Pretty much lives here, hangs out here, and he comes out every now and then. Yep.
That's awesome. So you guys do a lot of projects together too.
We do some projects together and working with a few other, even like Daniel Wu, we work with, and Cody's car lived here forever, pretty much. So anytime he comes out here to go to a racetrack,
and that's the whole student driver thing.
Student driver is based out of here. Brendan, Daniel Wu, and Sung all work together on this project. And yeah, this is the home base for student driver.
Let's check out some of Daniel's cars here.
Yep.
So this is Daniel Wu's LMP3 race car.
Yep. His race car shared with Tati Otis, and they're amazing drivers. You know, Daniel is also racing in the TCR this year. And yeah.
These cars are interesting. They're powered by a Nissan truck engine, right? It's a VK56?
It's a VK50 on this one.
Oh, it's a 50?
This one is a 50. The current generation is the 56. But it is a VK, kind of like the Nissan Titan, but built by Orga, which is the racing engine manufacturer.
It makes me wonder why they chose that out of anything. I mean, they could have used a Toyota truck motor. They could have used like a Ford truck motor, a 3.5 liter twin turbo.
Yeah.
But they chose the Nissan for some reason.
And that platform is so good. That Nissan V8 platform is probably, personally, I think is one of the best V8 platform. The engine's super lightweight. They even use that in the McLarens. The McLaren V8s are based off of that platform.
Huh.
Very similar.
Oh, because that was kind of originally in the R390 prototype cars, I think.
Yeah.
Right, from the 90s.
I don't know if that is why, but yeah, possibly. Yeah.
How is this to drive? Because I know you drove this not too long ago at
Laguna Seca
at Grid Life.
Yep. So much fun. It's what a dream to be able to drive at Laguna Seca in a GT3 car. Was the AMG GT3 and the LMP3 category car, but this thing is so much fun. It's not, doesn't feel like it makes a lot of power, but it's so light, and the aerodynamics, the handling for Laguna Seca, is just so much fun.
Yeah.
More than anything, going down a corkscrew in this thing was wild.
So they accidentally sent me out with you guys in my GR86. And when you guys blew past me in this thing, oh my God. It feels like, I feel like it made me change lanes, you know, because of how much air was being moved.
Yeah.
But yeah, luckily the next session, I came out in the right session.
Yeah.
So Cody Walker, Paul Walker's younger brother, this is his personal S2000.
Yep.
And you guys set this up too.
Yeah. This car literally have lived here ever since day one of his acquisition. And we did a whole bunch of stuff to it, from the KW suspension on here, running the Swiss springs, got the Sparko seat, Sparko steering wheel, APR wing, which is our neighbor.
But he actually tracks quite a bit, huh?
Oh yeah, anytime he comes out here, this car goes out to the track. He just shows up and he'll drive it. We were at Fuel Fest also, so I took this car to Fuel Fest and then lined up a track day to go with it.
Yeah. Well, one thing that people may not know is that Cody's brother, Paul Walker, he was actually a big track guy too. I had a chance to photograph him many times when he was competing in time attack in E92 M3.
Yep.
That was a long time ago, but it was, for me at least, it was super cool to see him drive and be able to work with him in real life, unfortunately, before he passed. But it's just so cool for me to see Cody just take the legacy and run with it, and then continue to be able to drive on track. And with his events at Fuel Fest, it's just super cool to see that he's really active in the car community. Yeah. So then, can we take a look at some of the other cars that you have here?
Yep.
We have Daniel Wu's SEMA car. This is the New Z.
Yep.
Did you guys build this?
So all of this kind of sort of happened here. Brendan designed and did all of these carbon products. So everything you see here, this is all prototype. And he scanned it, he got it produced, and the suspension on ST suspension, we all had it installed here. And yeah, this car went to SEMA. Yeah, it's a really good looking car. It matches the race car. It's cool.
So that begs the question, what do you guys actually do here? Because there's a bunch of race cars, there's a bunch of show cars, there's a bunch of your personal cars.
Yep.
What do you guys do here?
Primarily all track and race cars. We will maintain, build, prep, support you at the racetrack. We can transport the cars to the racetrack, and you just need to show up with your helmet and drive the car. We're there to coach you. We're there to support you mechanically. We're there to support you. You'll have snacks, drinks, and everything under our tents. There's some of the street cars, we do a few, but that's not our main business, right? Like this car, is here because it's Daniel's car, and a few of other street cars are because our customers have second or third cars that we also help service.
But like you service race cars, is that a time attack car?
This is a time attack car.
So you'll service time attack cars, you'll service like full-blown race cars?
This is a factory race car. This is what Chevrolet or Pratt Miller would build to go racing in SRO, IMSA, and stuff like that.
And is this like a customer's car that you're servicing, or is this something that you take care of when the races actually come around?
Both. So we look after the cars. We can transport it. We'll support you in whatever you want to run. Whether you want to run in sprint racing or you want to run in endurance racing, we can support it all.
This thing is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love working on factory race cars. It's a lot easier to work on than street cars. Everything was made and built to go racing. Actually, open up the hood here too.
Take a look at that. From the factory, it's already restricted and ready to go for SRO rules?
So there usually would be restricted plate here, but since this is a privateer owned, it's unrestricted. Right, so it's unrestricted, and we could essentially do whatever we want to this car as a track car, but there's really no need to do anything to it because, when you have these kind of cars out there, what do you want to, well, that's one thing about going to the racetrack on the track days. How far do you want to build your car? Because we can make it as fast as you really dream of, right? If you could dream about having a certain lap time, we could make it happen. But how much do you really want to dump into the car?
So is this actually competing in SRO then?
No longer.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But who knows? If the customer gets inspired one day, hey, you know what, Will? I want to go racing. Let's go do it. And we will. We'll take him there. We'll get him properly licensed and coach him through, work with him throughout the whole process of getting licensed and everything. Yeah.
You have quite the stacker setup here.
Yeah.
I'm actually very, very jealous. Really, really nice bend pack lifts. This is pretty incredible. So then, are these all customer cars, or I know some of them are your cars?
Some is my own. This is Jim Hall's car. If you guys know the name Jim Hall, a very legendary in the motorsport world, such as, if you guys know the Chaparral race cars, the vacuum sucker car, this is all by their family, or even the reason why we have GT wings on our cars because of their family, right? So yeah, this is Jim Hall's car. They ran Indy teams. They ran all kinds of, all the biggest racing back in the days, all the Grand Am and everything.
Nice E30 M3.
Yep. And that's my personal 350Z.
So this was like your race car in the past?
Yep. Yeah, I ran that for quite a bit. It was a time attack car at some point, then it became wheel-to-wheel car. And it used to be twin turbo, and now it's just back to NA running HR. So a lot of these cars, you'll start to learn that these cars are typically restricted. So this car would typically make 307 horsepower to the wheels, but now it's restricted down to 270 to fit into the class, right? Kind of like the LMP3 car is also restricted. The Camaro is also restricted. And we're not here to make the power. What we really specialize in is to set up the car, the suspension, get more grip out of the car so that we could stand out to our competition more than anything.
Pretty clean R34 GTR here. Is that a customer's car too?
This is a customer car that just came through. It's got like a left-hand drive conversion. If you didn't...
That's so weird.
Yeah, isn't it?
Wait, what? I've never seen that before.
So literally just got dropped off, so I'm not too sure.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Wait, why does it actually looks stock though?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've never seen a left-hand drive R34.
Yeah.
That is so interesting. I don't even know where to begin. Like, I don't even know how they would do that.
I didn't know neither. So obviously the custom dash and everything.
Yeah.
Basically, like on my S15, I bought a left-hand drive dash because I was going to do a left-hand drive conversion in that car. Because we're running like pedal assembly and everything anyways, but it's still right-hand drive, but I was going to do a left-hand drive conversion on that car a long time ago. But now over the years, I have this car for forever, but now I've raced so many right-hand drive cars, so it's not even a thing. I don't plan on doing that anymore neither.
So then what I actually know you for is driving your S13 up there.
Yep.
That's pretty much where it all started, huh?
Yeah. My very first car that I bought, and I still have it today.
And then it was your time attack car for the longest time.
Time attack car. It did some road racing. It went to Pikes Peak.
Yeah, because I specifically remember when we were both at the track together at Button Willow, I was taking a corner and then I looked over and I saw you pass me on the outside of a corner. Very, very fast. Is it still SR powered? Mm-hmm. So is it like a 2-liter SR?
2-liter SR. 2-liter with the VET engine. So it's a VET conversion. So the valve train assembly is kind of like the H22, Honda H22, kind of like, have you seen the VVL setup at all?
No.
So it's practically the VTEC version for Nissan.
Got it.
So you've seen like the Neo VVL and stuff like that.
It's basically the S15 setup in the S13?
Because the S15 still used the regular rockers. These rockers are now on a shaft where it won't fly out, kind of like the standard SR. So you can actually rev those engine to about 11K.
Holy crap.
Right now it's limited to 9,000 or 9,500, and it's turbo.
So what did it dyno at, like for the Pikes Peak setup?
650 to the wheels.
That is so much for SR.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's so fun.
What's going on with this IS300?
So it's got a sequential, it's a time attack build. It's got the DRS set up on the rear wing, so you see some cables kind of sticking out on the swan neck here. So it's kind of like, it is a DRS setup. Got
So is it a 2J?
It's
power?
yep, 2J sequential gearbox, and the customer actually did race in the LMP3 category car before, and yeah, there's something we're
Man,
building.
this is going to be an insane time attack car.
It will be, yeah. It will be.
I don't
when
even
it's all
think I've
done.
ever seen an IS 300 time attack car
Yeah,
before.
no. Yep,
I know this car. This is Rod John's car.
yep.
I was there with him when he saw this for the first time in Sweden at Godbill. He looked at me and he's like, I need that car.
Yeah.
And after all these years, it's in LA.
Yeah.
So are you guys servicing it?
We're servicing it. We are making sure that everything is working together very well, all the suspension, and I wanted to make it so that we can safely and reliably track this car one day. That's the whole point and the goal of it.
What an insane build. And it looks like you're building another 911 here.
Track car. Got these cage made out of Docal R8 material, which is the lightest, very strong material. And
What did this start life as?
991 GT3. Yep. 991 GT3.
And you guys are just turning it into a full-on race car.
Full-on race car. Yep. And one may ask, why don't you just get a cup car? Like, yeah, I mean, I have cup cars, but this is going to be a car that we could build using the street car engine and drivetrain, and we're not worried about those hourly rebuilds. You know, like on the cup car, we have to rebuild the transmission at 60 hours. That's really costly. That's like a $30,000 job at Porsche.
So then you can actually use the street transmission, and then you can run it potentially for more than 60 hours?
Well, I mean, we can run it until the transmission blows. Yeah, kind of like the GT2 RS Club Sport or even the GT4 Club Sport. It's all using the street car drivetrain and powertrain. Yep. So, yep.
Got it. So then, once this is done, is it going to have a livery, or what do you guys actually do? Are you taking it to SEMA? Is this just going to be a track toy?
It's going to be an enduro race car. So it's a car where I can get a few people into the car and go racing with. We've definitely worked on a lot of SEMA car here in the past, but I've never really been inspired to build a SEMA car myself. So maybe one day that would change, but I have only just been building cars to go racing and go to the racetrack, time attack, and have fun with it.
What's going on with this S14? You have all three S chassis here. You have S13, S14, and S15.
So this S14's he's got a lot of suspension components on this car, and they're not set up very well together. So with our expertise, and I want to show you one day when we actually do have a car on our rack. We are the only shop that you would ever step your foot into that have a winch system to track the suspension dynamically.
Right. Okay. So
we winch the car onto the rack, and then we compress it, and we could actually see exactly what the toe change, the camber changes are doing.
So you're simulating G's, or you're also simulating
travel. Yeah. So we set this whole thing up, and so this, imagine attached to your wheel, right? Then we have this set up here, and we cycle the wheel up and down when we remove the spring. So we'll remove the spring. That's how people used to do bumps here, right? You remove the spring, and you cycle the suspension up and down, and this will tell you the toe differences.
Oh, wow.
So it's so important to make sure that when you align the car or lower your car, the geometry is corrected. Otherwise, the cars end up driving worse.
I'm going to take a guess, and I'm going to say that this is not for bodybuilding. This is for corner balancing, huh?
Actually, this is how I stay in shape around here. No, just kidding. But you're right. This is for driver weight in the car when we set up the car.
All this stuff that you're doing, really, you're extracting the last little bit of speed out of these cars.
So when it comes to getting your geometry correct, It could really mean a lot because if you're going into, for example, the corners like Riverside at Bun Willow, where it's a high-speed, long, sweeping corner, if you feel uncomfortable there and your car's like kind of like coming around, you're gonna immediately take your foot off the throttle, right? But if I can set up the car where you could remain on throttle through Riverside, you're gonna gain a lot of time.
All right, every time I see a 240Z, I have to talk about it. What is going on with this orange one? It looks like it's stock.
Looks like the one that you were driving that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has stock wheels or stock hubcaps, it looks like.
Yeah, so Sung Kang was working on a project, the white car as he's got, the Fuzi.
Yeah.
That kind of inspired this car. And Brendan Sung bought this car, and there's a lot of a long project list to happen to it once we get there.
Oh,
but this will be a fun build for it.
What a cool.
Yeah.
It's in such good condition too.
Yeah, great condition.
Oh, I can't wait. Let's check out the last room.
Yeah, let's do that.
That you have here. You're gonna run out of room for race cars soon.
Yeah, so it's a good thing we have another little storage facility just for cars nearby. And then, this SF90 right here, track car.
This is a track car.
Yeah, just about everything you see here is track car, even that X3. Not a track car, but I've tracked it.
Wait, is that like your training car?
This is my daily driver. But
funny.
we did the brakes on here, got tires, and obviously the suspension setup. And this thing is so fast.
What a fun track car. Oh my God, yeah, you could see it has a lot of boogers all over it.
Yep.
These are the kind of owners that I like, that actually enjoy and use the cars that they have.
And it's great, a lot of our owners here, they don't care. This is like their toy, this is their tool, right? I'm not worried about, it's not like we're gonna scratch anybody's car, but these guys are the type of guys who, they don't care if they have rock chips.
Yeah, look how many marbles are all over the car.
Right, all the Sennas that we've worked on, the Bugattis, or any of these hyper cars, unattainable cars for a lot of people where they literally just like to drive them, enjoy them, and it's a totally different kind of mentality that they bring in. Like, this is a toy for them to have fun. They're not worried about, oh yeah, this is like my dream car, garage queen kind of cars. Like, we barely ever see any of those kind of cars. So our shop here is literally really just focused on the track guys, the track customers, and people who really just want to enjoy having a car and driving it hard.
Let's check this out. This thing blew my mind. What the heck is this doing here in your shop?
This is a 488 Challenge Evo. So Safari Challenge car. You can race this in the Safari Challenge series. And it's such a fun series. It's a very fun car to drive, very easy to extract the performance out of it. And a lot of really good and fast drivers go enjoy racing in this series.
This is crazy. I can't believe it's just stored here at your place. So what do you do with this? Do you service it, or do you get it ready for the track?
Run it at the racetrack. So if you see it's got street tires on it right now, we were at Sonoma and it started pouring on us. And the next best thing I was able to find was called up the tire guy, and boom, got some tires that we could continue running that day. And I got the tires there within 45 minutes. I got the tires on the car and continued running the customer without skipping a beat.
Just street tires running at Sonoma in the rain with this thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So wild.
Hairy, very hairy. Yeah. I hope because this has good traction control, right?
It does. But even then, like standing water and everything, you just got to really manage. And I was able to take the customer for like the laps around the whole day, and he was just really enjoying it. And he also drove it in the rain quite a bit too, and he was like, wow, this is actually great.
This thing is incredible. What a beautiful race car. Last car, but I think probably my favorite car here.
Another R34 in the shop.
Yeah, Midnight Purple 2, right? Midnight Purple 2, R34 GTR. What's going on with this thing?
This mainly one of the very few show car that we do work with, but the customer, he lives overseas, and every time he comes out here, he gets to enjoy it and gets to have fun with it.
Can we take a look at the engine bay?
Absolutely.
I also really like that you
Almost went that way.
Yeah. I have to say, I also like the fact that you have customers that are okay with you sharing their cars. Like it seems like most of your customers, or all of them, are car enthusiasts.
Yeah, so
Oh,
a lot of our customers that I do work with, I mean, that's kind of what I built the shop around, right? One is to be able to share my passion with them and be able to share my knowledge with them. So with that being said, like another really good thing about being able to do all of this is we all dream of being able to drive these kind of cars. And I do enjoy driving them and I love driving them. And to be able to go on the track with them, give them a reference lap of, hey, let's put my lap on the data system, and then let's see how we can get you closer. And then I could teach them, and also to the guys who are not racing, how do they know what is the limit of the grip of the car, right? Then I could actually take them around the track, and they feel like, wow, this car has so much more grip than I ever imagined, and this really boosts their confidence. And they go out there and like, okay, well, Will just did that, and the car held, so like I could push a little bit more, right? Before, maybe they were just driving at 30%, now they're pushing it to 60%, which is still a whole lot of room for buffer. But at least now they know that, hey, the car can actually do it. I'm not afraid of it.
Well, the dream for you, I'm sure, or the goal at least, the goal for you, I'm sure, is for you to put down a lap and then have the customer eventually get faster than you in their own car.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Yeah. So I work with them on that, and I unlock the performance for them as they get faster and faster. As you know, building a car, you're never really going to finish building a car, because unless you're racing in the spec series, right? Then, okay, this is the limit of how much I could build the car, and this is the maximum of performance that we could put into a car. Otherwise, we could continue building it as you dream. You know, like if one day you want this car to fly, we can make this, right? Like we could fabricate, we could do things. Like the options are endless, really. But, with what they're trying to achieve, when you come to us, you have to kind of tell me like, hey, Will, I want to be able to achieve this lap time at this track. Okay, I'll do that for you. But if you want a unlimited build, like, okay, you sure? We could really go unlimited with it. We could re-engineer and redesign literally every single component of the car, custom spindle, custom suspension, custom subframe, things that we could really play with the geometry. We could make it so that the car is gonna weigh next to nothing, right? And this is how we could really achieve all of the performance. And then at the same time, teach them how to drive it. Yep.
Well, that was very nerdy, and that was a lot. Definitely appreciate you for letting me come by on this really rainy day. But I'll definitely see you at the track soon.
Yeah, we'll work together at the racetrack. I want to see you behind a wheel of a race car, and I want to work with you on it.
That's what I want to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to support us directly, go to LarryChenPrints.com. I print and sign every single one of these. This is the perfect gift, or it's the perfect piece of art for your wall.